All right. Hello, everyone. Sorry, my mic does work. Just reorganizing with one of the casters here, and we might have ourselves a Nightfire joining the cast, I do believe. But welcome back, everyone, to VR Master League this week. Sorry, I did it all out of order because, you know what, this is my first cast of the week, and, you know, it's...
Where are we, Pally? What year is it? Come on, Season 2?
Yeah, Season 2.
What week is it? That's the question.
Week 8, probably. It's my first cast of the week. I feel like I've been gone only, what, 4 days on cast, and it's been like an eternity. But getting started the right way with what is going to be an awesome match between Redshift and Legends. So hello to everyone in the chat, and welcome to it. Let's get started.
Absolutely. Two top-tier teams, a very highly anticipated matchup, I'm sure, for a couple of folks. And I'm interested to see exactly what Redshift is going to be bringing to the table, because I've managed to watch a couple of their games already. I don't think I've had the opportunity of spectating a Legends series, so curious to see how this goes. And it seems like we're just having a little bit of a battle for dispossession inside the center here of the arena. It does finally get intercepted there nicely by Captain Canada, passed up to Caption to single shot, and they're going to set up for some sort of attack here.
So you want to see, Nightfire wants to see if the Legends are true. The Legends, they truly were a team over in Season 1. Kind of a late start to their second season, took some inactive weeks and this and that, but you know what, they are back. They've got some great players, veteranship on this team. They've got Caption, one of our casters here as well. Right now, though, it's going to be Redshift, doing very well for themselves after a successful day on venues, and now they got themselves the first 2 here for their team.
Very nice 2-point setup there. Good stack play to get up to that barrier, and a little bit of anchor shot. I think they're probably trying to go for that. I'd assume you're trying to go for the 3 off that anchor shot, but I've always wondered how challenging that is, because you end up going into the bubble, and case in point, you get a 2-point there.
Yeah, always trying to play those edges sometimes, and it'll kind of it'll vary up depending on the time. Sometimes we get those 3 out of those, sometimes not the case. Definitely a tough measure while still trying to be accurate enough. As a slap goes out from Captain Canada, taking place in the goal. A single shot gets stunned up high. Now a passing play off the backboard, just cut off, though, just below the reach of that receiver.
Good bit of passing here around the zone of Legends. Seems like they're going to be able to sort of, clear this out. A good pass to single shot here on the side in the tunnel. And this is a good bit of setting up right now. It does look like a mispass there. It doesn't go to punish. The slap down, scooped up by Captain Canada. Andy going to be able to intercept that sort of spin pass and gets himself a nice clear. Redshift now going to try and set up for their attack of their own. Here comes a stack. This is an open goal. A nice 3 off the top. Dings. That's an unfortunate miss. That could have been a 5-point lead. Instead, they are battling for dispossession inside the zone of Legends. All
right, so bouncing around, trying to get some strength here and build that up. They had that open goal. Sometimes we often mention the toughest ones to make are the ones where you're thinking a little too much because it is so open. That said, here just using their instincts to drive it in. It's Andy. Also gets a 3, and that's 5 for Redshift off of a few nice passes.
The rock, paper, scissors of being a goalie. He had his hands up for the block, and the shot came in at the lower half. He couldn't get down for the headbutt, and he actually he guessed up instead of down. So even if he had gone for that headbutt, it wouldn't have. He was off on his guess, and just a nice bit of shooting there right into the bottom half of the goal. That pinpoint accuracy from that distance is really impressive.
Not only
to be able to sort of thread that needle.
Not only the accuracy, but the speed. I see Rock's Titan in there mentioning the 19 meters second shot, and yeah, not only pairing, again, the accuracy, but when you get a speedy shot like that, those are so difficult to save.
Bit of passing work coming in here from Legends. Their second setup here inside the zone of Redshift, and we'll see if they can find any success with it this time. Redshift is trying to get that aggressive defense forward, but now they're inside bubble. The passing coming out in the bubble of Redshift. The shot to the back of the goal gets blocked. An excellent bit of goalie work there from Redshift, and here comes the stack pressure on offense. But it does look like Legends is going to be able to get back in time to at least be able to be there to prevent an open goal shot from coming out.
Yeah, had a nice chance at it, but look, around the back and on that attack. Look, it's Andy just dunking it home, but that's a nice assist from Jiggy. Just jerry-rigging a nice pass right through the wickets of the defense. So why did I say it like that? I don't know. But the defense was great. But just
really
not good enough.
Nice. Yeah, the dive. I thought it was going to work out. He seemed to dive straight for the disc. He seemed to read it perfectly, but just out of reach, just out of his hands. That swing around behind the back comes in. Here comes a setup inside the goal. The dunk for 2 for Legends. Finally get themselves on the board. Stop the bleeding that was going on. Redshift were really starting to run away with a bit of a lead there.
Yeah, saying anything you can dunk, I can dunk better. Breaking that funk with just a nice 2-point play there after, 4 minutes of action. So Legends right back in it. This was a team who was in Season 1 right up there contending with the other Master teams and Gold teams at the top. I mean, with Legends at their best last season, they were able to take any games they wanted, as Skyla, he's going to take any lane that he wants for an open 3.
That 3 right there went in, but was case in point. Like, you just saw him slow it up a little bit. He tried to feather it in, and he almost missed at the top half of the goal. That was a very close open goal 3. And hey, credit to him. Those open goals, again, not easy. You know, they're not as easy as they look. It's the mental pressure that really gets to you. And what an excellent bit of offense here from Legends right now. That three-pointer, and again, they've stolen the disc out of the hands of Redshift, although that clear may work out to be pretty bad for him. Yes, it is. The stack speed of Redshift is there. The goalie not in time. Bliss able to find two with a nice answer back from Redshift.
Yeah, well done on the speed end of things to get back up by 4 points. There's still 4.5 minutes left. Skyla coming in, and indeed, as the people mentioned, technically a sub, but you know, obviously a legendary player in his own right, able to get a lot of work done. Oh, that said, that is not what they wanted to get going to start off that joust. A miscommunication, misgrab, whatever the case. It was a missed opportunity for Legends.
Things are starting to go quite wrong for Legends now. They had a great lead, but within the last minute, they suddenly have squandered their efforts in the first half of this round. Now we do get into the later 4 minutes, and we'll see if they can sort of muster up a potential three or at least some sort of two-pointer here as they do start to set up. It does look like it was a one-on-one opportunity, but the defense is going to get there and be a threat. It's a bit of a brawling over a disc, and it does look like Legends are going to be able to hold on. The slap doesn't go into the hands that they're hoping to, and Zux is able to temporarily hold on to this one, and a bit of slapping around here in the midfield.
And a nice delivery there. Captain Canada right back, trying to hand it off. A little tough on that catch, but they'll still maneuver around for it. Going up high to a well-positioned player. They have a lot of positioning out here on every corner. But another one of those missed passes, just barely trying for another one here, but kind of in a bit of a disarray. You saw all those clusters happening in the middle of the floor, and they can often turn into these events where just everything starts feeling a little bit disarrayed and frazzled.
Crazy back and forth, a bit of a slap there from Single Shot in that fray. I didn't even think that looked like a setup to me. It looked like it was just kind of scrambling to get for disc, and they found an opportunity to slap it in, but a nice bit of work there from Legends to get themselves inside the bubble and find two.
Yeah, go figure. The most difficult thing to execute in that entire series was going to be a slap shot of all the other, you know, cross passes and things like that, but it ended up being the one that they got. So hopefully for them, that can buy them some rhythm, because they're only down by 4 points, and that is none too much here for them to come back, but not with a three like that. Jiggy finds the hole, and that is a 7-point lead for Redshift.
Sure, that's a crazy throw. 18 meters a second, 17-meter distance. It hits it at the bottom of the goal.
Indeed, as they go out for this launch. By the way, to Twitch chat, Stream Buddy should be working now. I just didn't have it up. Sorry about that. Handoff play here to the midfield, and Single Shot. Gonna have it stolen by Jiggy.
Bit of a fumble, really. It does look like they were going for the hand up, but no one really read it that way, and Legends now going to try and scramble for the clear. They are going to get it down tube, and this may be an opportunity. This is an open goal, but not for long. The stack speed of Redshift is quite quick. They are very good with their stacks today, at least in this first round, and it's proven to work wonders for them. They've been able to get back on defense in time. They've been doing excellent on offense, found themselves a couple of open goal opportunities, and now they're setting up inside the zone of Legends for another attempt at goal.
Yeah, back passing out, being very nice and patient with it, dragging out the defenders, and as a result, the wind around goal for Andy just goes in and says, nope, I'm going to just duck it on through. It's duck season, and Andy gets a 2, 16-7, favoring Redshift. 1 minute remaining in round one.
That was a nice little maneuver there, just to avoid what could have been a potential stun barrage at the backside of goal, because there was so much scrambling going on there on that backside, and dips underneath, finds an easy dunk, and Legends now have to find some sort of way to answer back. 50 seconds. I don't even know if it's possible, Palidore. I don't think mathematically they have the time to put enough points on the board to come back from this deficit.
Now maybe going for an attempted cloud shot there. Gotta say, on those shots, as maybe they line up one more here, just backing it to Bowtie, cutting Andy. Andy right back to Bliss, but just missing that catch, and Captain Canada slinging it out. I gotta say, haven't ever since preseason 1 back in November, December, I think I've seen one other successful cloud shot since then. It's not very often seen.
Cloud shot. You have to explain that terminology to me.
It's a bounce off of the topmost geos to the left and right of Bowtie.
Okay.
You kind of shoot it from midcourt. I've seen a decent smattering of attempts, but I can't say I've actually seen a successful conversion beyond the, I think 2 of them I saw from Synapse in preseason. But other than that, not seeing a lot of those go in these days. But what I will see is a round 1 victory for Redshift, 16-7, playing very well to open this one up.
Absolutely. The speed that they're playing at is excellent. Their stack usage coming into this first round, very hard to rival. And if you have a sub like the Legends do right now, it's just kind of piles on to the disadvantage, because if Redshift are going to work together as a team so effectively, and you can't do that on the side of Legends, it makes it a bit more difficult to be able to counteract their strategies. And maybe that's what happened, at least in the first round. We'll see if Legends can sort of figure that sort of cohesion out. Maybe Celia's warmed up with the squad now after a round, and they can challenge the speed of Redshift, because otherwise they had a good run there for a while. You know, they were putting up some points on board.
Yeah, it was just until the that misjoust where they conceded that open goal because of again, maybe a misgrab on that or just miscommunication on who was QBing, but they made it a 4-point game on 2 different occasions, and then that happened, and it started to snowball a little bit more in favor there of Redshift because of that. And those kind of situations where, you know, just unforced errors, they'll happen to every single team, but when they do happen, it can definitely be a momentum breaker or shifter, if you will, in this case. And it was, well, for one team. For Legends, though, they have a very, very strong roster here who is, again, competing at the high level and has been doing so since preseason, despite the fact that they did take kind of a late start into Season 2. So it would not be out of the question whatsoever for a second round return. Also, hi Zeus.
Yeah, and you know, admittedly, one thing I kind of have seen from Redshift in the past is that they have come into their second round with a bit of a different mentality. I think some teams have I don't know if they've regularly come back, but I feel like in the rounds I've watched Redshift, teams have been able to sort of mount comebacks. I think Redshift did a great job in that first round of preventing that from really happening. They shut down that momentum when it did start to get driven by Legends with their own sort of answer backs.
Yeah.
But you know, I think that's what Redshift are going to have to watch out here for this second round, because you're absolutely right. They could this round two victory for Legends could very much be a possibility.
Yep. Let it be known we have just spoken it into existence. It'll happen. And if it doesn't, I'm not the one who said it this time. At least I didn't emphasize it. So I'll finally have someone else to blame the caster's curse on. Usually it's all on me.
I'm not afraid, okay, Palidore, to accept the consequences of my actions. If people fear them, that's not my problem, okay? It's not my fault that I have a curse, all right?
I'm not saying you have a curse. I know I definitely do. I just...
It's not your fault, Palidore. That's what I'm telling you, okay? It's all right that you're cursed.
I know. This is, I mean, between the internet issues and things like that on my own end, just, oh, what happened here? See, I mean, even this one, I thought we were ready to start round 2. I just had to think it, and it cursed it. So it just never goes in my favor here.
Yeah, we did have a drop there. Looks like they are back on team, so we should be hopping into our second round pretty shortly. But man, what a that's a pretty good round 1. You know, I do expect round 2 to be even closer. I really do anticipate Legends to come out a little bit better here in the second one. But if not, Redshift are certainly looking good. They are in sync, and I don't know, maybe getting iced here will work out for Legends. The momentum sort of gets paused.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the issue was. They did also have a restart after the round ended, which, again, people are completely entitled to do so. It does not expire a tech timeout. I know that's been a source of confusion for some, but you can take up to 5 minutes in between rounds if you wish. Majority of the time people don't, but sometimes you see it. In any case, I will be, you know what also is OG H-Money? Me. But yes, we'll be round 2, I think, starting here soon. Now, we'll be, well, let's see, rest of the schedule at the top of the hour. Well, actually, hold on. In about 13 minutes, we should have a match between Zero Gravity and Paradox over at the top of the hour. So about 43 minutes from now, we got Underrated Rookies versus Technique. And then a while after that, another hour after that, we'll have Wireless Jacks versus Ding. That'll be on Channel 1. Dimwee and Nightfire doing that one. And then
Oh, yeah.
to finish off the night, at least on the Americas side, it'll be Corrupt versus Schlart Team. And I'll be there as well on Channel 1. That's going to be at 8 Pacific and 11 EDT. Of course, we also have, it looks like, some OCE games later potentially, so I'll look at that as well. All right, so I think we're ready to get started here.
Yeah, we're patiently waiting for both these squads, and round 2, here we go. Redshift versus Legends. If you are just tuning in, round 1 just went 16-7, I believe, and we are underway.
Yeah, okay, so we'll be, I was almost confused there because Legends kind of stalled there, maybe just a misgrab on the shield or on the Geo, or it could have been a purposeful thing. You know, I'm curious more to see how teams kind of make adjustments here for their the joust sometimes, because it's a lot of, like, you know, go heavy on the disc, but you don't always see historically a lot of people purposely playing to lose a joust and then trying to catch people off guard with defense instead.
Patiently waiting here for Redshift to set up their first move on the goal, and they are slowly taking their time, just sort of moving around inside the bubble. The disc does get snagged by a single shot, a missed pass there to the back of the zone for Redshift, and the clear going back and forth. A nice intercept by Sila. The shot floated in at 12 meters a second, but read the defense effectively and found himself a nice open gap there.
Yeah. We'll, I mean, Skylar just doing a great job here. That's the second time at least he's gotten those open shots, essentially, those 3-point hits, and always going to be huge for your team when you can hit that, especially at this level and with these metas. You don't get a ton of looks at open goals a lot of the time, dependent on the team and the paces, of course. But, you know, when you do get those open looks, you want to convert at a very high percentage, because otherwise you probably won't get a second opportunity.
Setting up here in the midfield, Legends kicking off their round 2 very nicely with that 3-pointer, and now they're going to try and set up for another attempt on goal. The missed pass bouncing off the Geo, that's going to hurt them. Here comes the clear and the stack speed from Redshift. Legends are going to have to answer back, or it's going to be an open goal shot, and it's another 3 answer back for Redshift.
Yeah, nice job to tie it up, and right just like that, nullifying 1-3 with the other. Also, Zeus, what was I wrong on something there doing today with a sub? I don't think I mentioned you besides the hello, did I? But yeah, Zeus out today, of course, rostered member, but just the headset. Unfortunate that it's out, because I would have liked to see the whole roster there, but you know. Right now, I mean, Legends, they're doing well for themselves, and if they can just have a successful second round, as that almost goes down there for Redshift, you know, it's still in the books.
Redshift still able to hold on after that interesting lower bounce shot on goal, and we're going to try and set up for another attempt here. You know, we talked about Redshift having to shut down that comeback momentum. I think that 3 was the comeback momentum for Legends, and they shut it down perfectly. And with the section 2, they are doing an awesome job answering back right here. And we got ourselves an excellent back and forth here. Legends coming out the gate in round 2 looking strong. Silo with that 3. We'll see if now, as they go on to their joust, if they can muster up an offensive presence of their own and see if they can answer back themselves.
All right, so Captain Canada here trying to find that answer if they can and come back again. They already rebutted successfully that last attempt, so see if they can do it again. Some good passing from Legends, and Legends at their best. You know, when I saw them in last season and in preseason, and in the early season one, that is to say, their passing game, it was like clockwork some of the times, right up there with just the best of the best in the league. Now, sometimes it got away from them, but when they found that stride, that's where you saw them really competing at the top level and just impressing with their plays.
Good bit of pass work inside the bubble here of Redshift. The shot off the bottom part of the goal, just missing for that 3. Does look like there might be an opportunity there for Legends to put a shot on goal there, as Redshift did start to push out from defense, but instead the clear here comes in, and now I wonder if the Redshift stack's going to be here before the defense is, and it doesn't look like it. A shot on there, intercepted nicely by Sila. A great snag out of the hands of Redshift offense. Still stays in the hands of Redshift offense, though. We're back and forth in the midfield.
Yeah, beautifully Red on the defensive end and trying to maybe see Red on the goal. That's going to go right in off the bounce. Caption caps it off, and they're up by 1, and this is some very fun Echo Arena action here in round 2. I think never mind. Not going to jinx it, but I think we're looking good so far.
I know what you wanted to say. We all knew what you wanted to say in your heart, Palidore, but you know what? You can keep it in. You can keep it in if you want. But yes, Legends is doing an excellent job at 3. I mean, the momentum continues to sway back and forth. The intercept here from Single Shot, huge. The re-intercept from Andy, huge. And the grab still stays into this possession of Legends. They're still inside the zone of Redshift. Redshift need to shut this down. You can see him aggressively pursuing the Disc Bear with this stack defense here, and it does look like the aggression might pay off. The panic passes are still working out, though. The passing looking pretty good for Legends, as you said here. In the setup on goal, the duck underneath, the 2 points. Legends piling onto their lead.
All right, up by 3, and Legends feeling much more themselves here in this second round. All warmed up and comfortable. The chemistry is flowing. The passes are excellent and just much more precise than they were 10 minutes ago. And yeah, we're looking good. They're looking good. But Redshift, they're a team who just as much as any team can really pile on points through passing and slow play, kind of like this. I mean, Redshift has been I don't want to say surprise team because their players, I mean, are already known to be very, very strong, but just they've been impressive as all coming in as kind of a new collective roster, I suppose.
Both squads doing so good to read the disc, too. That was a crazy clear that ended up swinging around the back of goal, and there is a Redshift offense. Jiggy snagging the disc, passes it to Andy in the center. An excellent heads-up play there to snag them, too, and they were 1 point away from pushing up their lead.
All right, so Legends rolling out, Captain Canada kind of waiting and eyeing down the stack. This is always one of those balances where you don't want to pass too early on a stack because then they can just intercept via speed, but you don't want to hold on it too late because then they'll just knock you out and steal it themselves. So trying to maneuver through a lot of careful and clever passing and doing so pretty successfully there. Nice passing here from Legends.
Yeah, they're answering really nice to the challenge that Redshift is applying on that pressure that they're applying, on defense. Their passing is so on point here that it is just keeping them out of range of the stacked presence that they're trying to push, of that threat that they're trying to apply on that disc bearer. And so far, Legends still able to keep disc inside their possession in the zone of Redshift, and looks like maybe they could set up for something here in bubble. The pass goes awry. The clear down the tube going to be successful for Redshift, and here comes the stack, I presume. We'll see if Legends can get back in time. It's going to be a battle over the goal.
All right, well, up high, it's Andy winding, but finding it is Single Shot, denying that attempt there from Andy, slinging it, and will be slapped out to the midfield, but Bliss is there to take it over, and will just play it a little patiently here. They know they have 2.5 minutes left. They can close this out in a sweep if they take their time and just make a good set play that gives them a high percentage goal. Like this one.
Wow. The juking there. I have to go back and watch the replay, because that was a little bit of steez, if you will. Dare I say it? Lanson agrees. Kind
of, yeah. One of those mixes, I suppose, where it's efficient, but it's also a little bit steezy. So it's efficient steez, and it gets it done. On a diving goalie, just say, okay, I'm going to trick you out even more, work it around, give you even less of a chance to save this shot.
Really good answer back here from Redshift, and now they are just 2 minutes away from a series win. I'm sure Legends are starting to feel that pressure themselves, and they are competing aggressively for dispossession. The stack going to be pushing up from Legends, and maybe they can set something up here inside the zone of Redshift, but the intercept going to be huge from Bliss, and the clear to Zux now as the setup, the Redshift stack just missing that disc.
It took me by surprise. Call it a jump scare, but Andy W, always a scary sight when he's diving anywhere near that goal, and will be grabbed, dunked in. They're up by 3 now for Redshift.
It's Legends have done an excellent job to battle that Redshift speed, but it's time and time again has been successful for them. And I wonder if now they're going to try to apply some of that stack aggression here. Yes, they are. They're going to try and brawl for a disc and apply that pressure onto the disc bearer, forcing those sloppy passes. But Legends, to their credit, have not thrown many sloppy passes. And it's what's kept them in this game. And now they're setting up for some sort of attempt in Redshift's zone. Inside the bubble, let it go. The pass here, the cross, the stun on goal. 1 point away.
again, just phenomenal passing from Legends. They couldn't get a 3 off of it, but that was so precise. There were a couple different times where just an inch or 2 off, it would have been in the hands of an enemy. It would have been bounced off the nest there on that second to last pass. I mean, there were a lot of places where that could have gone very wrong, but because of that excellent execution, they're still in this with 30 seconds. If they play some defense here aggressively, they're going to be lost. So maybe a chance at it for Legends. Let's see. But, oh, the stun. Jiggy, the important one.
Not a great clear, though. That's going to be potentially in the hands of Legends if they don't get it out. Nice clear there. And now Redshift can maybe apply their stack pressure. Open goal shot just missing off the corner. 15 seconds left for Legends. They have to get their hands on this disc. They have to get it down inside the bubble of Redshift now.
All right, they got an opportunity. Oh, could have met it, but just slapping it out of there was Jiggy. So another good grab. Maybe one more hero fling, but no! It's a ding, and that's the end of the round and end of the match. It's 11-10, Redshift taking the sweep.
Man, that was insanely close. What an excellent back and forth. Pally, I'm going to leave the breakdown to you. I'm going to go prep for my next matchup, and I couldn't have asked for a better first series of on a Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, couldn't have asked for a better match unless it had gone to round 3. Thanks, Nightfire. Cursed it. But otherwise, good one to come off of 4 days of not casting. And, yeah, good luck with your next match there. It'll be with Sir Dimwee, Zero Gravity versus Paradox. And, yes, meanwhile, I'll get to the stats. So thanks to Nightfire. And, yeah, to the stat sheet, I suppose. It was Redshift, 16-7 in round 1, 11-10, barely squeezing out a victory in round 2. Now, so tough for Legends because they came so close to that victory, or at least in this round. Just kind of came down to the last 45 seconds or so. You had that big shot to bring it within 1, maybe trying to eye that 3-point shot, but couldn't quite convert it. But it was still okay. They played some good defense on the next play. They got the disc back a couple times. And ultimately, they were almost able to make a really nice clear and boost play at the end to get themselves that goal. But it was Jiggy twice coming through with some very big stuns that turned into turnovers. And, was able to sling the disc basically out of there in that last minute. And both of those from Jiggy was what ultimately got them that victory there in the final minute. But very, very close. Caption, 5 points. Skyla with 8 points. Single shot with 4. Captain Canada with a save, 11 stuns, and the game high, or match, team high, I should say, sorry, assist to single shot 3, so really just kind of helping along his teammates there. You had Redshift with Andy leading the way easily, 17 points on the offensive end, so scoring-wise, not a surprise, but 17 and 19 stuns as well, so big stat line there. And Bliss with 5 points, 1 assist, at a save and 12 stuns. You had Jiggy with 3 points, 6 assists, 21 stuns. Zuck's there with a couple points, 3 assists, and 19 stuns. So a very nice effort all around from their team. Just as fast as always, and the passing play as good as it has shown to been so far this season. Now, with that said, we'll be going to another match in about half an hour from now. We'll be, again, on my end of things anyways, I'm going to have underrated rookies facing off against Technique. Meanwhile, on, I think, Channel 1, Zero Gravity and Paradox. That should be going live now, or should be already be live at this point. Either on that channel or on Channel 3. Not sure, because there was a little bit of miscommunication with our last match that was supposed to be on Channel 1 and ended up being rescheduled, and we didn't figure that out until start time. So, but in any case, we'll be, again, more matches here all night, so join me for either way, either one in Channel 1 or 2. I'll be around. You'll be around. X-Wing saying, thanks, casters. No problem. Interlock saying, bye, Palidore. Bye. in a moment. Interlock saying, so sad not being able to play Echo for a week. Yeah, I kind of feel you there. Not because I've had a broken controller, but broken internet. I haven't had anything since Saturday, pretty much. So good to be back. And yeah, correct, X-Wing. Andy joined Redshift a couple weeks back, 2 or 3 weeks back. And yes, I think that about covers it. Oh, if I missed anything important, it wasn't highlighted, so I'm free from blame. Oh, all right, we'll be back shortly, though, so join us again. I've been Palidore. That was Nightfire there, piecing out to the other channel for his other cast. This is VRML Season 2, Week 8. Thanks for joining. And be happy, healthy, safe, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye, Moose and Andy. GG. Later.